guys, it's Ahmer here, and here we are back with another GameCube update. So as I'm going for a full GameCube set, and I just can't wait to see which games I find next, because if it's any indication of what I found today, I just can't wait to share those. So we'll just go ahead and jump into it right away. This is one of my favorite games, but that's not all, because I actually stumbled upon this game in this really awesome cardboard store display. So this right here would just prop up on your counters and it's so cool because you don't see a lot of these displays for any of the Tony Hawk games, but this is Tony Hawk's Underground. And what I absolutely loved about this game is that it actually felt like I was a part of it, even more so than just some of the pro skaters. So I love the entire series, but this one, I had such a blast going through the story mode. You get to customize your own character. You can, go around and you have to, talk to people. You get to boost your stats. And this entire series was fantastic. Underground 2 was even more, crazy in your face. But the soundtrack was amazing in pretty much any of these games. Just that rock and all of these crazy songs in here that anytime I hear them today, I try to think back, which Tony Hawk game was that in? And I just relive those memories of playing these fantastic games, exploring the beautiful scenery of all of the different areas. There's Hawaii, Jersey, Manhattan, Vancouver, Tampa, and you just go all around and you get to see all of these awesome areas and all of the people and so many fun things that you have to do. So this is really awesome. I'm so glad that I scored this cool little store display, and I just can't wait to get these on display in the GameCube collection, as I think I'm closer to 200 or so games out of the 550 plus that I need, but I'll have to get a better tally of that. But then I decided to go to a video game store, and I found some amazing Super Nintendo games, so make sure you guys watch that video. But as I was searching for Super Nintendo, I found tons of these GameCube games. So this one right here, I'm also pretty nostalgic for. I love the Nickelodeon cartoons back in the day. I loved Jimmy Neutron. I love all of this crazy stuff that he, went through and tried to create. And in these games, it's just really awesome. And I felt like they did such a fantastic job. Now, I think I went through and played the entire Jet Fusion game, and this one I only played a little bit. So this is Jimmy Neutron Attack of the Twonkies. So this one looks great. The inventions are so much fun, the different gizmos, and I like how there are blueprints because it tells you what you need to make all of these to help you move through each of the levels. Now this is more nostalgic than anything, and it's not the most expensive game, but these are some titles that I have to add into the collection because I grew up playing some of these. And whether I played them on the GameCube or the PlayStation 2, I have to find as many as I can, right away in this series, because I want to go back through and see if some of these hold up, or if it's just, nostalgia, or if I like them even more because I played them back then. So I'm just curious, did you guys enjoy the Nickelodeon cartoons? Are there any games that you're nostalgic for that maybe aren't the best today? But the store that I went to was called Vault Video Games in Hanover, Pennsylvania, and they had such a great variety of disc games, cartridge games, and they just had so many titles that I needed, whether they're, lesser expensive games like this one. We have Driven. This one was not really the best game. So this is another one of those games that are based off of some sort of movie, something along the lines of that. It says, inspired by Sylvester Stallone's hit movie Driven, raced on 8 stunning tracks, including California's Angels Bay and Paris's Champs. So this is pretty interesting, but this is a game that I probably won't play that much because there are better racing games on the system. But finding some of these games for less than a few bucks, you cannot beat that, especially when you need all of these and you need them complete with the original cases. At least I'm trying to do that because sometimes it gets a little bit more difficult. So if you guys are enjoying this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification, because I have ways to go on this GameCube journey and I can't wait to see what comes next. Then on to this game. This is Mission Impossible Operation Surma. So this is another stealth game. It does not hold up to Metal Gear Solid. But if you are a fan of the Mission Impossible movies, then you really might like this one because they try and make it more true to the movie versus some of these particular games. So the plot is very similar. The gadgets are great. The camera view is a little bit slow, so it's definitely not like some of the other stealth games that you would have enjoyed or played, previously. But the cutscenes do look pretty great. And I would have to say that overall this is one that you maybe might want to try out, but if you like Metal Gear Solid, it's not exactly like it. So this might be one that, you probably have to see if this might be your style for the nostalgia or for the movies, rather than some of these stealth video games that were out at this particular time. And then on to this one. So this is American Chopper 2 Full Throttle. So I remember all of this, back in the day, people customizing their choppers. I remember people in the neighborhood having like these crazy awesome bikes, and I just thought that they were so cool. So this game, I can see why it hit for a lot of people, because if you were into these, this was definitely something where you could customize all of this stuff. You get to play through all of the different characters in the TV show. So if that's something that you enjoyed, I think I saw a few episodes of this just because I was fascinated with how things could, turn out, all the crazy stuff that they did. But this is an inexpensive game, probably one that people just really enjoy if they, saw the TV show and they were interested in bikes. But once again, you cannot beat it when it comes with the manuals, the original cases, and you're finding GameCube games for like less than $5 and so on. And then next up, from Vault Video Games, this one right here is Starsky and Hutch. So this is a pretty inexpensive racing game, but once again, this is modeled after one of the TV series from back in the day. So this is something that if you were into the TV series from the 70s, this pretty much goes through, you have like episodes in a season. So it does feel like more of like a mini game versus a full-on video game. But they did get one of the actors from the TV show to go ahead and voice it. Now you get to drive around and chase the bad guys. You're shooting at them. And this is one of the only games that you can actually use a steering peripheral and a light gun peripheral. So you could use this as like a fun co-op game. And I think that this would be a really fun time. Anytime that you can access any game like a light gun game, I think that that's fantastic. So this is definitely pretty cool to see and add this complete in this little case here. So I just can't believe it. And I'll have to try some of that stuff out with the light guns and the racing wheels. I think that that would be pretty fun. But anything that's like a cool co-op game where you're chasing around bad guys and shooting, I think that that would be a fun premise. So I'll have to see how this one plays, and if the TV series that I don't really know too much about, are absolutely needed to play this. And then on to this sports title. This is Sega Sports NBA 2K2. Now this one's actually not a bad game. It looks pretty good. So this one looks a little bit more lifelike, and it has so many different options in here. So you get to, play more than some of the previous sports games that I've seen. So this might be one worth checking out if you want to get back into some of these older sports titles. Then on to this right here. I actually found this cool Conflict Desert Storm little store display. So it's made to resemble, like a game case when it's put together. But this is really cool because it says coming soon. So this would have advertised for the Nintendo GameCube game that was up and coming. And then I even found these cool little stickers and stuff with it. So this is pretty cool as well because it says Conflict Desert Storm. And then it shows this image. And then there's a bunch of these little stickers as well. So anytime that I can find those promo items, I love including them in the collection. And I have to say my favorite is this Tony Hawk Underground. It's so awesome to see. And then on to this last store that I went to. This is Eternia Dreams, one of the craziest toy stores that you'll see. They had a bunch of case-only with manual video games. So I had to pick up Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. This was like less than $20. Comes with the case, comes with all the manuals, the inserts, everything else, just not the disc. So I'm hoping that I can find a disc for a reasonable price and go ahead and complete this and hopefully get the game less than what it's worth. So if I can piece it together, that would definitely be a helpful, little tip. And then these games they had as well. So I've never heard of this one, Trapped, on the PlayStation 2. I thought that was interesting. And then they had a copy of Neo Contra. So I'm definitely looking forward to, trying this one out eventually when I find the discs. But these were like less than $5 a piece, so I had to pick these ones up as well and just add them into the collection. But overall, if you're ever at these different areas, you should check out these locations. Some of these items I found online, but some I found at Vault Video Games and then even Eternia Dreams. So just going all over the place, trying to find some awesome video games and add more into my GameCube set. So I can't wait to see what is next. And I'll have to tally up my games and see where I'm actually at. So, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out all of my other videos and stay tuned for more.